Hello, this is Dave, and welcome to Equity Story. I thought our market could have done a little bit better today. There was the action on Wall Street wasn't too bad, but again, I think it's going to do what we said it will do. By the end of the week, I can see it sort of, being sideways to slightly up. But as I often say, really, Equity Story, that's all we need. And sideways market, we can certainly, and we've shown it in the past. We can keep making really good money for all our members. And I think that's certainly what we did today. One of our 3-year growth stories, OuterSole again. If you saw that a presentation we sent out, it just shows you what a good company this is. I think 50% of its earnings revenue stream is recurring, and those contracts are 8 to 12 years. So this is just a great company, and growing. In sort of multiple different departments. Again, it just did this classic thing, just came back and had to test that sort of long-term moving average and bounced back off it absolutely beautifully. Now, I did think it was going to sort of have a bit of resistance at 280. It's burst straight through that resistance. So potentially, this is just going to go. This could even keep on going. And again, got a great little MACD setup, and absolutely, actually really like this setup now, and this might not be long till it can retest that 350 level. Certainly, it looks absolutely stunning, and I think been up around 15% today, so that's a really great call by Equity Story this morning. I think early on. Just having a look actually at some of the 3-year growth stories. Again, they're just outstanding. PWH. Looks very good. I had this got a nice little sort of MACD signal, but a good big green candle. I think it'll look even better if it can sort of get to sort of 317, 318 by the end of the week. Again, this stock could be on a flyer. So if you sold VTG today, so we actually sold VTG. We had a great profit on the stock, 71%. We sold it as a little bit of trader's instinct. We could revisit the story one day. I think I'll leave it at that. But again, a fantastic profit, and but we've got all the other 3-year growth stories. I think we've got a multiple. There's a multiple sort of selection of stocks where if you're taking profits at VTG today, you should look at obviously that one I was just pointing out, PWH. Looks to me that it's potentially could go on a really nice move up, as obviously GTK, lightly traded GTK, but again it's actually go on a short term, looks super bullish, and obviously OuterSole, which we've talked about, and the other one which I want to talk about was OTW again pretty lightly traded, but again that chart looks absolutely stunning. So there's Yowie had a great report, so I think the Yowie story is soon those production numbers and these revenue numbers look like they're going to kick in. So I'm really looking forward to Yowie and see how this story progresses next year. Again, if you sold VTG and you're looking for another idea, A2M Milk, absolutely stunning. I mean, the sort of success this company's had with its baby formula is comparable to Bellamy's, if not better. And second to that, obviously, they're going with their unique milk, and they're going into America, and obviously these revenue numbers could explode. And I think it's a fantastic story and well worth a position, I think, in anybody's 3-year growth portfolio. And we're definitely sort of big believers in the story. I think BKL gave a dividend today, and plus 5.49%. And again, I think really what you saw with BKL is classic. It's classically been oversold. Had a lot of people phoning me up. I mean, we put this on. This is one of the few actually 3-year growth stories we put on that hasn't been just charging up since we put it on. It's gone down, and we put on around 146, 147, and now it's 120. It's given us a dip, but I think it's just ridiculous value around these levels. Sort of a P of 21 or 20, giving a good dividend, and growing its earnings by over 30%. I think this is just superb buying around this sort of level, and that's why obviously it's getting brought up today. And certainly you can see on this short-term chart with Blackmore's, that's the classic exhaustion pattern, and obviously I think this should at least come back up and start playing around those 140s again fairly soon. We are obviously absolutely thrilled with the performance of the 3-year growth stories. They are doing exceptionally well. As is one of our little 10 baggers had a nice little move today, Eden Energy, and again I think this is how they move these stories, but again sort of holding that long-term support, and just if you can hold this sort of pattern by the end of the week, I think that again this Eden Energy could have another big rush up. This is I'm a really big believer in this story. We put this on since 4 cents. Maybe this I believe this one day this got all the potential in the world to be $1, and hopefully this might be more than a 10 bagger for us. It might be one day it might be a 20 bagger or even more. So we do absolutely huge believers, and again I think all these deals that they're putting together in the states with the state of Georgia, this company potentially could be bringing in billions in revenue over the next 4 or 5 years. Let's hope so anyway. What I would like to say, LPE put out a very, very interesting announcement. Again, they're attracting more and more people to their electricity platform, and they're doing the right thing. I think for every GW they sell, they're making about sort of gross profit. I think it's around $36,000. So I think this company will be cash flow, possibly making profits by this time next year. So we do like the story. Obviously, I think it is going to take them sort of 2 or 3 years to obviously get lots of strata units under development. But for people who want to have a good solid story in their sort of a long-term portfolio or a super fund, I don't think you could really get anything better than LP. It's a really rock solid. I think it's a rock solid little story. The trending stocks today. What do we do? I think FXL looks fine. Sort of actually quite bullish. Actually up a little bit on a down day, which is good. BAP looks absolutely fine. So hopefully with those two we'll make some profit fairly soon. And the banks, they didn't behave too badly today. And obviously FBH, GHC, I think they're just sort of range trading. Hopefully they'll break out soon. The only one that sort of does look a little bit weak is Vocus. But again, it's floating with this, with what it does with these long-term trend lines. And I still think what we're going to do with Vocus, as soon as I get a good MACD signal, this will be another buy time on it. So we'll actually reiterate the buy and get into this, because it's obviously it's just a fantastic story, and been one of the best trends over the last 2 or 3 years on the ASX. That's all I've got to talk about really tonight on Equity Story. I'd like to welcome a lot of new members, and people are sort of love what we do here. We've sort of got a new website. Hopefully it's been a bit of delayed because we're trying to get all the charts live onto the website, and obviously present some really more interesting things. We've got a new section. It is taking us a little bit longer than we believed, but hopefully we'll get that to you ASAP. And we'd like to thank you obviously for supporting Equity Story, and have a good night, and drive home safely. Thank you. Bye bye.